Okay, and yeah, I didn't forget to unmute myself this time. I actually don't know how good the volume is. Um, and as usual, the YouTube chat is not cooperating. But now I am a master at fixing that. Temmie, hello. How's my audio? Cause I kind of ended up messing with the settings a bit. Sprockets, hello. Like I just said to Temmie, and hello Lucy. Volume is good. That's good. Okay, if there's already a decent amount of people here, so I'll just start off right now. And I see we're starting off great. What is something that you're too embarrassed to tell anyone you know IRL? Um, Whoever put this question in here, I hope you didn't intend to have a long life. Yeah. Okay, I'll just quickly say that I'll just quickly say I have a slightly newly found both choking and biting fetishes, and yeah, we'll move on now. Can I sing a song I like while streaming? This I'm a femboy. I'm not a femboy. Starting heavy indeed. Very very much so. Um but as far as singing a song while streaming, yeah, this is a good question, I think. It's gonna be like, wait, is it gonna? Well, no, I can make it not be acapella. Anyway, this is gonna be scuffed, beyond scuffed, but yeah, I can sing a song while streaming. I'll sing. Oh, maybe I shouldn't. I should not. Hang on. No, wait. It is going to be acapella because YouTube is mean. If it's acapella, I'm bad enough at singing that it won't even realize. Um, and YouTube is not wanting to load up properly because my computer is crappy. So I will use a different device. Yeah, this is, like I said, this is gonna be scuffed, but yeah, I'll do it. Let's put this over here for just a moment. Yeah, I'll sing Unravel by Ling Toasted Isigure. This should be better than anything on my actual karaoke stream that I did that one time. Give it your all and pretend you're not here. Yeah, that's. I usually I'm on a call with my friend, so I'm just gonna, or like I'm often so he can gauge my singing because I'm much more comfortable around him, and he's only one person, so I'm gonna kind of pretend that that's it. Okay. 教えて教えてよその仕組みを僕の中に誰がいるの壊れた壊れたよこの世界で君が笑う何も見えずに I'm just trying to pretend that my heart is still pounding. 壊れた僕なんてさ息を止めて ほどけないもうほどけないよ真実さえ Please かわせるかわせないぐるるるくるるないあなたを見つけて揺れて歪んだ世界にだんだん僕は透き通って見えなくなって見つけないでよ僕のことを見つめないで誰かが描いた世界の中であなたは傷つけたくはないよ覚えていて僕のことを鮮やかなままGalea Aleta, hello, welcome to the stream. 無限に広がる孤独が絡まる無邪気に笑った記憶がさっさて動かない動かない動かない動かない動かない動けないよ Traveling the world I can't properly do the like screaming part there, so I figured out I do it my own way. It probably still sounds pretty bad without the instrumentals, but this is maybe the song I'm most comfortable singing. Marvel in the World, yes, very much. 変わってしまった変えられなかった二つが絡まる二人が滅びる交わせる交わせないくるるるくるるないあなたを怪我せないよ揺れて歪んだ世界にだんだん僕は透き通って見えなくなって見つけないでよ僕のことを見つめないで誰か仕組んだことかの前に未来がほどけてしまう前に思い出してよ僕のこと鮮やかなまま忘れないでよ忘れないで忘れないでよ忘れないで変わってしまったことにパラダイス変えられないことだらけパラダイス覚えていて僕のこと教えて教えて僕の中に誰かいるの Yeah, that's I think that ended up turning out pretty okay. Like I said, I think that's right now the song I'm probably the most comfortable singing. That or either I'm gonna be I haven't really announced this yet, but I'm gonna be making my first cover pretty soon, and it's probably I've given up on doing a Firebomber song because those I really love them, but I do have a bit of trouble singing them, so it's probably gonna be either Unraveled by TK from Link to a City Secret or Ash Like Snow by the Brilliant Green. But yeah, that was I sung a song I liked while streaming. Hi people, hi people. Welcome to the stream. Anyway, what would you like to have back from the past? Let me think. Something I would like to have back from the past. Well, first thing that comes to mind isn't that important, but the clavicle antenna on the top of the head of the my Charon Gundam socket that I lost. The Charon Gundam socket gunpla. I'll make you all sing if we ever have a call on Discord. Okay. I'll keep that in mind. But what's something I would like? There's got to be something I want to have back from the past more than that. Oh yeah, I had this really cool Nerf sword back when Nerf used to make swords. I would love to have that back from the past. Or the second chronic. Oh, actually no, I've got it. When I was at a friend's house this one time, we were walking to the local park. 'Cause that's kind of just what we do when I'm at his house. Is we walk to the park, and I found on the ground. I found this ring, and I picked it up, and it fit perfectly. So I started just wearing it, and eventually I lost it, and I don't know where it went. But I would really love to have that ring back if I could. I've been able to find one that looks just like it. It was like slightly wide with like a cross like missing from it on each side. But like when I say missing from it, I mean like there was a place where there's just nothing, and that was shaped like a cross. I'm not explaining this well. I don't use words well. I'm bad at that. But yeah, that's probably the thing I would like to have back from the past. The most that comes to the top of my head right now. What would you say is typical for girls? Well, there's a lot of things that's typical for girls, such as having a more feminine form, or liking girly stuff is usually typical for girls. This is kind of a weird question. A hobbit found it. Yeah, a hobbit did find it. My precious. Anyway, yeah, this is kind of a weird question. As someone who's not a girl, and also notably not a femboy, I don't really know what's typical for girls, other than like obvious stuff, which is like, you know, very obvious. I once lost my necklace and I miss it so much. Yeah, losing things suck. Be a voice actor. I actually would love to do some voice acting work. Anyone has any projects that they want any voice acting for, that they think my voice would fit, yeah, hit me up. I'll probably do it for free. Anyway, which phone call did you really dread? All of them? Lucy, you'd remember when I was supposed to call you to wake you up for my my Outlast stream that you didn't want to miss, and I didn't realize that you were planning on just like instantly hanging up, so I chickened out and like texted you a bunch of times, and then like eventually got the courage, and you're one of the people I'm closest to. Yeah, phone calls. I had to call the doctor like a month ago, and I had to spend like 5 minutes hyping myself up just to call the doctor. I don't like phone calls. Just I wish everything could just be texting. Yeah, which phone call did you really dread? All of them except to like a very small group of people that I'm already used to calling. Why do something not feel real? This is another. I think Kasumi, in your streams you had a lot of ones that just like didn't quite make sense like this one, but why do something not feel real? There's a lot of reasons that things could not feel real. Like for instance, if you're dreaming, phone calls are scary. Yes, they are. I mean, if you're dreaming, it's not gonna feel real. Obviously. And let's see what else. Sometimes I mean something just will just like feel just like really weird and unreal, and that I guess if you're like really not expecting it, it could feel unreal. It's like this question just like something about the way it's phrased just it doesn't make sense in my brain. So let's move on. If you were a salmon-eating basilisk, what kind of girls would you fancy? Also, do you like McDonald's? Okay, thank you for your time. Okay, let's start with McDonald's. That's the easy part. Yes, I like McDonald's a lot. It feels like a weird philosophy class. Yes. I think Tellonym has bosses send weird questions sometimes. Probably. This one I'm almost certain is my IRL best friend. His account is called I Love Big Robot Feet. And he doesn't seem to be here. I think he's asleep. But I'm almost certain that's where this question comes from. This is exactly the kind of question that you would put. But also, if I was a salmon-eating basilisk, I think I would fancy salmon-eating basilisk girls. Probably. But yes, I do like McDonald's, and if that was you, big robot feet, then you need to thank me for my time because you just wasted it. Have you ever been in love? Yes, once, and exactly once. Um, and I am not going to talk about that very much right now because I don't feel like talking about that on stream, and that's like kind of private to me. So we're moving on. What are you up to? Okay, this is you're you guys are you're never gonna guess this, but I'm streaming right now, a Q&A stream with Tellonym. uh, yeah. But in a less immediate sense, um, I've got a few gunpla in the middle of building. Uh, I've been playing a few games with friends, trying to get started with like commission work. Um, Drinking copious amounts of both milk and Dr. Pepper. I have Dr. Pepper with me right here now. But yeah, right now I'm streaming. If you, it might be hard to believe, but yeah, I am. Ever think you would give yourself a haircut? I don't think so. I don't trust myself. I wouldn't trust myself to give someone else a haircut. So I certainly wouldn't trust myself to give myself a haircut. Not to mention you got the problem of like everything slipped in a mirror and like, yeah, no, I would not. What did your last text say and who was it to? I think, let me check real quick. If we're counting like, what's it called? If we're counting like Discord or Twitter DMs, then it was to Kasumi. You only trust yourself to cut your hair. Yeah, I understand that point of view, but I, on the other hand, don't trust myself because, yeah, I just don't, so. Oh, my last text was my my business email, Netsui Kiba vtuber at gmail.com, to my friend Kai Schwarza, because I actually appeared on his VCast podcast. I actually forgot to announce this, but yeah, I appeared on his VCast podcast, and he was asking what my email address was to send me the video version for me to post on my YouTube, which should be on my YouTube sometime early next week, probably Tuesday. So yeah, if you're interested in that, more knowing me with interesting questions, definitely remember to check that out. Shameless self plug to keep looking at my stuff. But yeah, that's what my last text was. If it wasn't, let me check if we're only counting like actual texts. Either way, I know it was to my aforementioned IRL best friend. Yes, it was, and it said, "I sleep again. Good night, ZZ," which I will always read as "Good night, Double Zeta" because of Gundam. Anyway. Will you purchase Master Kid Barbatos for me? Okay, this was definitely Big Robot Feet. I know because he keeps asking me that, and he knows I won't because that's his job, but he keeps asking me that because he thinks he's hilarious. So, no, that's your job. Except there's a decent chance that I actually will end up doing it if I find it for a good price and he'll just pay me back, because I'm pretty good at finding things on the internet for good prices. But, moving on, because that's a useless question. Tell me, what was the most useless thing you learned in school? Let me think. Probably anything I learned in my social sciences class in 4th grade, because I actually did not go to a public school. I was homeschooled, very sadly. Worst experience ever. Would not recommend at all. 0 out of 10, because I'm already pushing it by giving it 0 instead of 1. Anyway, the textbook was from the 50s, I think. So let me put it this way. The politically correct term for someone of African descent, a person of color, started with the letter N. So, yeah, anything from that textbook that was completely outdated. There was constantly having to be, like, okay, well, you can ignore this part because that's outdated, and this part too, and, like, at that point, we're ignoring half the textbook. So, and if you hear, like, cracking or popping sounds, that's me, cracking my knuckles, which I kind of do without even thinking about it. But yeah, anything from that was, I don't know, but you are a femboy. Nope. We're moving on. Ah! I don't, why are you people like this? In that order, too. Why are you people like this? Why are you, what, why? No, 3 in a row? Are we serious right now? Are you going to be able to say I'm not a femboy when you wear thigh highs and a maid outfit? Well, I don't think either of those are going to happen, but if it does, then I'll certainly try, and I guess we'll see. But the maid outfit has to be, the maid outfit is if I get 10k before the end of the year, so that's very unlikely. Technically, I've said that I will do an 18 plus Astolfo cosplay and just, become a femboy VTuber in general if I get to 3 million before the end of 2 years, but that's, 3 million is, no. I specifically chose that because there is, like, that's over half of the world's countries have a lower population than that. To put that in perspective. So, what's the strangest compliment you've ever gotten? Okay, so I work at the, at a grocery store in the pickup department. A lot of the times I actually hear people making fun of me in the background when they think I can't hear me because my whole job is to do other people's job for them. Because I have great hearing and I can actually a lot of the time hear people and they think I can't hear them, which kind of sucks. But this guy, he went up to me and he said, and I quote, "You guys are rock stars," and walked off. And I have never been more confused. I took it as a compliment. I was kind of thrilled, but remember Lucian said, "Wait for 2 years and he will do something." Well, I don't believe him. I think he's just being Lucian and, being weird. there's no, the only way that he could actually do something is if he actually made, like, 3 million, or I mean billion, not billion, million, 3 million accounts and followed me with all of them. But yeah, no. Anyway, yeah, he walked up to me. It was a kind of elderly dude. If I had to guess his age, I'd say probably approaching 60. And he went up to me and said, "You guys are rock stars," and they just walked off. I was so confused. I did feel complimented. I was happy to get the compliment, but it was very confusing. What was the first video game you ever played? I already made him throw that idea in the trash. What was it? You need to DM me what the idea was, because DM me. Once I know the stream, DM me what the idea was, because I'm very curious. I have to know. Yeah. The first video game I ever played was, technically it goes by 2 names. Star Control 2, which was a DOS game, like a spaceship simulator thing, adventure game. It was weird, given the fact that was Lucian. I believe it. Hi, people. Yeah. Goodbye. Thanks for stopping by in the stream. I hope to see you in future streams. But anyway, Star Control 2 was actually ported to Windows as an open source project called Urquan Masters, which is the only way I've actually played it, since I don't own a DOS machine. The earliest computer I've actually really owned was a Windows XP computer, Dell Dimension 3500. But the Urquan Masters version is actually just, like, free to download. I would actually extremely heavily recommend anybody here download it and just, like, try it, because, it's not big. It's just like a DOS game, and it's for free. There's really no reason not to, unless you're, like, really busy. But yeah, that was the first video game I ever played. But it was just the, like, versus mode. But then the first game that I actually, like, played to completion was Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance for the PS2. for yourself, it was probably Machen 2. I don't know that one. I don't even know if I'm saying it right. But yeah, Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance for the PS2 was probably, it was not probably, it was the first game that I played, like, start to finish, and I just, like, yeah, you know, finished it, and was, like, playing it, like, the full version of the game. So, yeah, and I'm actually gonna be playing that on stream soon. You guys partly know it because, on Lucian's pinned tweet on Twitter, my friend Lucian, also known as Afatir, nameless, his pinned tweet was something along the lines of "Beauty's in the eye of the beholder," but I just haven't found anyone to behold me yet. So I posted a screenshot that first game was Sonic on the Sega Genesis. Oh, actually, come to think of it, I think actually, wait, I just unlocked a core memory. Re-unlocked, actually. Come to think of it, before I played that, I did actually play a little bit of Super Mario Bros. On an actual not SNES, NES, like the original Nintendo, like the original Super Mario Bros. But I didn't know how to jump, so jumping is like, you know, the thing you do in that game. So considering I didn't know how to jump, I kind of just like died instantly every single time I tried to play the game. So that didn't go so well. So I guess there's 3 different levels of the first game I played. There's that one, and then there's the first game I like actually was properly playing, and then the first game I actually played to completion. I wasn't just playing the versus mode on. So anyway, but yeah, I posted a picture of the first boss, like the first big main boss of the game, which is a beholder from, because you know it's a D&D based game. It's a beholder's weird eyeball monster, and Lucy has been posting that image too at places. And then also the weird, I've posted a few times the picture of a weird dwarf dude. I'll actually tweet that as soon as I know this will tweet it again with 0 context, and anybody who missed on the stream will just think I'm tweeting it with no context for a 3rd time, which is a reasonable assumption. I mean, I kind of still am, but yeah, Torgear, he's from that game too. But yeah, I'll stream that sometime soon because I got it for my PS4, the remastered edition, because I want people to spend money on the remastered versions of the game, so we'll finally get a 3rd one, like it was foreshadowed at the end of the 2nd one. But anyway, yeah. If you could have a lifetime supply of any food, what would you want? Right now, I would say ramen. And that's probably just my answer. But I'm really in the mood for ramen. Boar. Does that have to do with me being a battery-loving boar? Or is it just because I just said Torgear and the Tor, it sounds like boar? Who knows? Anyway, yeah, probably ramen. Is happiness a snapshot or a goal? I think maybe, so this is something I've had to think about for a long time. I personally tend to view it as a goal. I'm sort of how can I explain this? I'm sort of like an optimistic pessimist, where like overall my worldview is rather optimistic, but then like I tend to accidentally end up being like extremely negative. So because of that, it's like it almost kind of feels like happiness is just a snapshot, but I'd like to believe that it's a goal. But yeah, it could also be both, like you just said in the chat, Temmie. So yeah, it's hard to say. It could be that it's a goal and it exists as a snapshot on the way to the goal. And the page refreshed, so I have to hang on. Hang on just 1 second. And okay, no, we're good. What type of piercing do you think is cool? Honestly, the only piercings I really like is ear piercings. I'm not a big fan of piercings personally, and I wouldn't even want to get a piercing at all personally. But like as far as I would find attractive, really I only a lot of the popular piercings, like belly button piercings or tongue piercings or lip piercings, I just really don't personally find to be attractive, like, at all. So yeah, really only for me personally, ear piercings. But like I said, personally, I don't want to put holes in my body when I don't need to. So, but yeah, some people like it, just not me personally. Is there someone you are angry with, and why? Yes, God. And why is also, the answer is yes. But in a somewhat more serious and less depressing note, I don't think so. Um, well, I mean, except for my sister's boyfriend, but I don't need to get into that on stream, and I won't anyway. The only one I like is maybe ear piercing. Yeah, that's the only one that I like, so. Um, Not that it works that way. Ah, yeah, it doesn't. No, it does not. I have copious amounts of piercings. You know what? Actually, honestly, Sprockets, from your text, I wouldn't have expected that. That's interesting to know. Um, yeah, no reason I wouldn't have expected, but I just wouldn't have. I have 7 right now, but I want at least 4 more. Yeah, I mean, like, I mean, I kind of understand the appeal, kind of, but not really. Um, but yeah, like I said, some people like them. I'm not one of them. That's yeah. When was the last time you were ill? In like I want to say like mid-December, I had COVID for a second time, which was a big surprise because I already had it once. And on top of that, I am also fully vaccinated. So that was a surprise. Obviously, it can happen considering it did, but it is less likely, so I didn't expect it. And it wasn't nearly as bad as it was the first time around, where I was just like, I phrased it a few times on Twitter and just in general. Um, I the first time I got COVID, I was just dead for like a week, especially because I just worked out, and then that like my muscles were already really sore, and that plus the like muscle aches and soreness. It's just like if I moved at all, I just wanted to like die. Um, Interestingly though, until I was like 14, I actually had like a 5-year streak of not getting sick. And then I got sick like once when I was 14, and then another like year streak, and then when I was 16, got a job. Stress started mounting, and I've been getting sick more and more since. So, hopefully, when I open up comms and can, you know, stop working, I'll get sick a lot less. But I do think I am kind of getting sick now, but I think it's more of a stress and like being overloaded kind of thing, where my body's going, hey, okay, we're sick now, stop. Compared to an actual sickness. And I did the other day, I was late. I woke up late for work, and just like I decided, you know what? No, I'm not dealing with this today, and just called in sick. And like honestly, I felt so bad about it because my boss just like instantly believed me, because I've never done anything like this before, and it's just like, I got sick once in 2020, and it was just one day, but it was hard. I think it was COVID. COVID usually lasts longer, but it could have been, yeah, for sure. But yes, that time then is the one time I have ever played sick in my entire life, and I just like I felt so bad about it because my boss just like instantly believed me. Um, I made up for it by working especially hard in the past few days. But what's the last present you gave to someone? The last present I gave to someone was so Lucilia, my little sister, who's here in the chat, although she hasn't really been active in the chat, which is fine, of course. She was trying to avoid getting gifts, but she's my adoptive little sister, so I can't have that. So I asked for her Steam friend code, and then bought her a few games that seemed like, based on the interests that she has that I know, seemed like one she would like. And then when I was at work, I got confused, surprised, and feigned angry Lucilia messages as she got the email confirmation of the games. So that was a bit after Christmas. That would be the last gift I gave. Recently, honestly, I mentioned this to Lucy also gifted you a Steam game. Yeah, she wanted to gift me a Steam game back, but she was not able to because I decided to be rude. So she said she's going to make me something, which definitely could not be a piece of fan art that she accidentally allowed me to know. Because I don't know about that. Don't worry. I'm still clueless. I have no clue. None at all. But I mentioned this to Kasumi, and I think a Discord voice chat, but I honestly nowadays find giving gifts to be more enjoyable than getting them, which I think it's me being more mature. I think it's an effect of my maturity now, is the fact that I enjoy giving gifts more than getting them. It also might be partly because I can get those kind of things for myself, like whenever, and I will enjoy getting his gifts more because that means that the person cares about like wanting me to have the joy of having whatever gift it was, but on this at the same time, I want the people that I care about to be happy. So if I can give them a bit more happiness through a gift, that's gonna, my friends or loved ones being happier is going to bring me more happiness than a gift or item. But next question. What thoughts can't you get rid of at the moment? Okay, so there's a lot of ones that are incredibly depressing that I'm not going to say on stream that nobody needs to know about but me. I'm trying to think of any that are not that. Well, I've been thinking about the Tiara and High Mobility Type B from Gundam Double O a lot. How it's like a really cute design. I love him. Gotta be one of my favorite grunt mecha. What else have I not? Well, I constantly have, if songs I have stuck in my head count, I've been having Magic by Jacob Wheeler stuck in my head a lot. And it's one of those songs that's good enough that I honestly don't even mind. Which is, yeah. Admit you're thinking about being a femboy. Never. Not ever. But then also, several friends have told me a few problems that I've been trying to, even if I wasn't trying to like think of ways that I could at least help, if not find something close to to like bringing them closer to a solution, I'd end up thinking about it anyway. So yeah, my friends' problems that they've shared with me. Oh yeah, and the fact that like a fifth of my following is because of the brief stint of people wanting to see my quote femboy thighs, um, which was weird. Let's see. Are there any other thoughts I can't get rid of at the moment? Though let's hope they came for femboy thighs and stayed for the actual me, which has got to be the case because they would have forgotten by now. Yeah, other than intrusive, rude, mean thoughts that are very depressing, I can't think of any. So that's it. Which song best describes the feeling of heartbreak? VTuber community is weird. VTuber community is weird. I'm not sure quite exactly why you're saying that right then. Oh, because of the femboy things. Yeah, VTuber community is weird. I have a very weird like relationship with sex appeal where people want sex appeal from me, but not because they actually want it, because it makes me flustered and they want that. And it's like it's weird and like I don't know. The VTuber community is weird. Everything is weird except the things that aren't. I don't have contact with those things that aren't weird. I only have contact with weird things. But as far as which song best describes feeling of heartbreak, I don't know. But I don't know if that would be a song I would want to maybe to exactly listen to. So I don't know. What if you bought online recently? Well, a lot of Gunpla, that's for sure. And some of you may already know this, but 2 pounds of hard banana candy that I'm actually, you know what? I'm going to eat some hard banana candy right now. It's right here on my desk. But it's like 1 pound now because I ate like half of it already. Yeah, that's the most recent thing. How was your day? The egg? What egg? What The egg? Crunching ASMR? Yeah, let me grab another one. Put my mouth close to the mic. ASMR stream. I actually have at some point planned a Gunpla building ASMR stream. So yeah, look forward to that. That'll be great. Sanding sounds, the click of the nippers getting the pieces off. Me every so often like blowing little pieces of plastic off my X-Acto knife. Yeah, it'll be great. Oh, and I'm gonna take a pin from Hololive member Ayunda Risu's book, and at some point that's very likely to be a typing ASMR stream that is totally not just me getting my work done while making a stream out of it, and is actually intended to be a typing ASMR. Because my keyboard, let me get it to a place where I can safely type. I like this keyboard a decent amount, and it sounds pretty good, not amazing, but yeah, it sounds pretty good. I need to get something to lube the keys because the factory lube is like very bad. But last time I bought the wrong type, and it was a weird gel, and that wouldn't work. So I need to do more research before next time. Are you typing today? Very clicky. Yes, I kind of wish maybe it wasn't quite so loud when I didn't want it to be. So, oh, in the future I'll do writing ASMR while doing my studies. Yeah, that's the idea. But yeah. My day. Oh, my day. I didn't even answer the question. Can I go back? Yeah, I should be able to. Yeah, my day was decent. I worked. It was pretty uneventful day. I'm proud of myself because I was at the first. I did the like very first shift, and like for the first time, I was like alone at the first shift and had to like get all of the like prep work like all done by myself. I've worked at this job for I think about half a year now. And I've only relatively recently started doing the like really early shifts. And before now, I was kind of avoiding doing it if no one else had been scheduled for that shift. So, but yeah, that was. Then the rest of the day, it was overall, um, pretty uneventful. The day went by decently fast. I got to play Apex and die, and with Kasumi and definitely almost win and not because of we would have won if it wasn't for her laptop overheating. We definitely would have won for sure. Yeah, despite the fact that we did 0 damage and have a history in that game of only dying and doing nothing else. Yeah, yeah, exactly. We totally won. Yeah, we if it wasn't for that overheating, we definitely would have won. There was actually a chance if those other two squads had fought each other, since we both had purple shields. There was actually a chance that we could have beaten them, especially since I had guns that I was pretty good with. And even though you're not experienced at the game yet, that definitely doesn't stop you from acting as a decoy, which you can still be very, very useful as. And on top of that, it was if we got them right after they were done fighting each other, and then they were at low health, we actually could have won. So let's just say that's definitely 100% what would have happened. And I only got like a very small amount of sleep because I woke up due to some nightmare. I don't remember what it was as usual. And then this time I like went back to sleep for like half an hour and then was woken up because apparently my family was having orange chicken for dinner, and like I can't pass that up. And then I needed to drive my sibling somewhere, and then that was as soon as I got back from that, I pretty much immediately prepared the stream and started it. So. Not that much sleep, sadly. I'll try and get more tomorrow. But Lucilia like was doing this like incorrect quotes generator, and she DM'd me one that was like, it generated me as saying, Lucilia, you're my best friend, and I would do anything for you. And then Lucilia is saying, then eat 3 meals a day and have a decent sleep schedule. And then with it, generated me is responding, absolutely not. And that's yeah, accurate. But anyway, yeah, my day was pretty good. Sir Sabfefebs, hello, how are you? It would have been better though if Twitch could like appeal or like at least respond in a negative to my appeal, hopefully in a positive, because I wanted to watch Kuonano's stream today, but no, so yeah, indeed. How do you feel about someone becoming successful and breaking up? This could be taken in 2 ways. So it could be taken in the Beatles way. The band became successful and then the band broke up. Sir Suppy Febs, feeling silly. Feeling silly is always good. You should take this opportunity to buy 2 pounds of banana hard candy off of Amazon for like $15 like I did. Absolutely wonderful investment. But so that way, like, especially considering no hydrate redeem. Yeah, no. I almost want to try and figure out a way to get redeems onto YouTube in some way, but that would end up being really janky anyway because it's not supposed to be like supported, so it would be some weird thing. And I don't want to. I'm just not gonna bother with it. And then I'm not on top of the fact that my Twitch is currently banned for something that wasn't my fault, really. Although it kind of also was. my follows. Either way, I'm not an affiliate, so I don't have channel points. So, nope. But I can hydrate myself with Dr. Pepper right now. But sometimes I feel like I feel like if the Beatles hadn't broken up, like, yeah, that sucked, but it was also kind of important because I don't their music was just getting weirder and weirder. And then also, personally, I realize I'm the vast minority for this, but personally, I actually kind of like John Lennon's music after that he stopped being the Beatles a bit more. So, at some point it has to happen. I do prefer TK's music from when he was still part of Link to a Secret much more. Like Unravel's great. Yeah. Everyone just type hydrate in chat. Yeah. Yeah, sure. That works. Live question. Do you have any quote that you can't forget from 2022? Any quote I can't forget from 2022? Let's see. First thing that comes to mind is a quote from Mobile Suit Gundam: The Witch from Mercury, which is I think it was move forward or move backwards, gain 1. Move forwards, gain 2. Saying like if you take a step forward instead of running from your problems, whereas if you do run from your problems, you gain not having to face them. If you face them instead, you gain the same thing, not having to deal with those problems anymore, but also you gain having dealt with them and whatever bonus comes with that. So that was one. And as far as quote from me, happy birthday to you, cries. Yeah. Yeah. See, I started joking about that. People are gonna sing happy birthday. I'm gonna cry, and then people started singing happy birthday to a coworker of mine, and I actually started crying, and like I didn't expect that. So birthday parties are not something I can do anymore. No, that's too sad. I can't do birthday parties anymore. But anyway, as far as a quote like from myself or a friend, let's put a pin in that and go back to it later. But anyway, if you're talking about like breaking up with their partner as soon as they become successful, like maybe if like the internet decides like, oh, she's not a good partner for you, and then you break up with her, that's crummy. But the question's kind of worded in a way where I don't know which it means. So it could be either. So moving on. What is the most important for you when you're dating? Most important is either gonna be their like overall personality or their a very important part of a relationship that I think is like kind of glossed over a lot is like their like the other person like actually putting as much stake into the relationship as you do. Yeah, nice delicious steak dinner. But on a more serious note, yeah, the partner like actually like really caring about the relationship as much as you do is very important. I think that might be the most important thing in a relationship. But then also the person's like their personality and their soul is a very important part. In my opinion, much more important than appearance. And I wouldn't want to date someone that I don't find attractive anyway, personally, but the personality is much more important. I would much prefer to date someone that I do not find attractive physically, but I do find attractive personality wise, than date someone that I find to be the most attractive person I've ever met, but is like a kind of like a piece of shit. I would, yeah, that's the personality is more important, but I think them having once you're already in the relationship, I think them having a as much stake in the relationship is what I'd probably answer to this question. Do you like texting or voice messages more? I think we covered this in the which call were you scared of, but yeah, I like texting more. The last time I sent the last like 10 times I sent a voice message were all to my best friend, and they were all recordings of me farting at him. I guess for me, how they act, their opinions on certain things, personality, and then looks. Yeah, like I said, like looks are important to me, but not nearly as much as personality. And then opinions on things are not that big a deal to me. I can be with a partner that has different opinions on me than me. Like I'm gonna want to have like similar interests, but we don't need to be exactly the same person. That'd be boring. Anyway, when you have not been in contact with someone for longer, do you not, or do you delete the chat history? Nope, never do. Don't bother. Especially since, as someone with ADHD, if they want to like rekindle the friendship, I can like it can be like we never stop talking on my end. As far as my side is concerned, we can instantly go back to as if we never stopped talking. In that relationship, that messaging history will be useful for that. Someone you would like get closer with. I assume you mean like to get closer with, but I think Casimir that way too. Yeah, I think that is I think it's also a way to be that's likely to have relationships last. But yeah, someone you would like to get closer with. I think Prax, who is a friend, actually a mutual friend of Kasumi's and mine, who I met through my friendship with Kasumi. She actually was the person I did my first collab stream with, although that ended quite badly. But yeah, she seems quite cool, but we don't interact that much. I'd like to interact more with her. Yeah, she seems cool. Is that all of them? Oh, nope, because a new one... Seems like a new one has been added since that. What? M is really cool? Yeah. But, okay, so... There's a few more free at last, O Gabriel, now dawns thy reckoning, and thy gore shall glisten before the temples of man. Creatures of steel, my gratitude upon thee for my freedom, but the crimes of thy kind have committed against humanity have not forgotten, and thy punishment is death. That shouldn't really be thy there, but whatever. This isn't really a question. Why is this here? Was this here because somebody in the chat just like wanted me to say it? Here, I can do a better job than that. Free at last. O Gabriel, now dawns thy reckoning, and thy gore shall glisten before the temples of man. Creature of steel, my gratitude upon thee for my freedom. But the crimes thy kind have committed against humanity are not forgotten, and thy punishment is death. So silly, so silly. Is question enough? Yeah, it's close enough. What is your favorite chess opening? I don't know. I do like to get my knights active pretty early. Um, and I'll tend to like want to move maybe one of the pawns that's like not the middle, but like just adjacent to the middle. But like I don't know any like strategies or anything like that. I am about as amateur at chess as you get, as far as somebody who like knows all the pieces' names and knows how to move them all. No clue who sent that one. Yeah, it couldn't be the chess guy in my chat. There's no way. That would be crazy. The chess guy sending me a question about chess. No way. That would just be weird. Huh? What? Whoa. Couldn't be the chess guy. Nope. What kind of question is this? Oh, and then in a very similar manner. Ah! What is this? Ah, the French defense. That's the French defense? Cool, then I like the French defense. Why? Why? Oh, so what do you do when you feel lazy? What do I do when I feel lazy? What do I do when I feel lazy? So sometimes I'll just like go and watch stuff on YouTube. Like especially around like about dinosaurs. It was great to see like the whole like story behind like like the aquatic Spinosaurus hypothesis, where like for so long the Spinosaurus is like, oh well, it must be aquatic. Look at all these adaptations for aquatic predation it has, but then nope, it actually would like fall over and not be able to right itself, and it would only move at a speed of about 1 meters per second compared to like 30 meters per second for most aquatic predators, and it just probably wasn't aquatic. Um, Personally, yeah, let's all scream in the chat. I don't want to scream though because I have I live with family and they're sleeping right now because it's 10 p.m. where I live. It's early morning for me though because I my sleep schedule is weird. Um, but personally, like I might be in the minority for this, but like dinosaurs are not nearly my favorite part of paleontology. Dinosaurs are kind of cool, but like pre Jurassic proto mammals are so much cooler, especially Gorgonopsids. The Gorgonopsids are the coolest ones, and like they might even had hair that had different types of teeth. Just tried to paste something into my browser and it was just the Ultra Kill Minos Prime monologue. Huh. I know of Ultra Kill, but that's about it. Um anyway, yeah, when I'm bored, that's one of the things I'll do is I'll just like watch random stuff, especially about paleontology. So, um, and then sometimes watch shows. Recently, I started watching season 2 of Star Wars: The Bad Batch, which isn't quite as good so far as season 1, but it's still like on par with like season 1 and 2 of the Clone Wars. So that's quite good still. Boar, yes, boar. Battery loving boar. Um, but yeah, and also, I promise pretty soon I'll actually re-rig my model like I said I was gonna do about like almost 100 subscribers ago. See, the 200 mark was for me to say I'll re-rig my model. The 300 mark is for me to actually get off my ass and do it. But yeah, I need to buy the full version of Live 2D, and I'll do a lot more this time, specifically regarding like the body movement and like having the body, like when I move my head like that, instead of just the neck moving, the body will also move. So yeah, and overall should be some pretty neat stuff happening here soon. Hopefully I can start streaming on Twitch every once in a while again. And I'll be, like I said, I'll be releasing my first cover probably. Let's have a tentative date of the 25th, because I do want some time to like hype it up. Like about 2 weeks, that should be enough. But I don't want to hype it up too much, just in case it like somehow ends up not happening. So it's like it kind of a slightly slippery slope. Why are you putting random emojis into the chat, Tammy? I mean, like, you're allowed, but like, why are you doing it? And also, why are those emojis showing up in my chat box, but like the clapping emoji that Kasumi put in just showed up as like emoji wash hands instead of like the actual emoji in my chat? Why? I'm so curious about the first cover. Yeah, like I said, there's a decent chance it's gonna be Unravel. I do like how it's, you can definitely tell. I can't write, I'm sleepy. Yeah, well, I figured it out. I got it, so no worries. But like I said, it's gonna be probably either that or Ash Like Snow by the Brilliant Green, which is the second opening of Gundam 00. Which I would sing, but like I said, everyone's gone to sleep, so I don't want to be loud. You like the randomness of those emojis right now? Yeah. But I do like how with Unravel, with specifically that last whoa, that I like really extended the note a lot, because I'm good at those long sustained notes. That one and the unraveling the world that I like extended a lot as well, because that's the way I know how to do it. Okay, the lips one is somehow intimidating. But because of those changes I made, you can tell that's not just it's me singing Unravel. It's not just someone singing Unravel. It's like I've while still like completely respecting the original song, I've made it my own just a little bit. And I feel like it's in a way that the original artist would likely approve of. Like I said, I do love Unravel, but honestly, I think it's one of their worst works. The eyes popped in the chat like as soon as I said that. But like I have Imperfect on my iTunes, and it's like Monster or Film Sick Mystery. Like, oh man, are those so much better than Unravel. I wouldn't really be able to sing those too well because they have a lot more of the screaming parts, but and like I said, I do love Unravel a lot. That's why when that was the first thing that came to mind when you said you guys said in the chat, someone said in the chat to sing a song I like. That's the first thing that came to my mind. But I do think that their other works are better, especially specifically when TK's music as just part of Link to the Secret, not just TK by himself. I feel like the way that TK's voice, like, I feel like it complements the other members more that better than it stands out on its own. Especially the way that like he would do a high pitched voice and then it would be kind of like hand it off to the female singer doing a slightly lower of her overall fairly high voice, and then she would take it to a higher note. Like the way that their voices interacted it's like it's just so good. I can't scream for real. Like I can, but like it hurts my throat, which means I'm doing it wrong. Which means I need to not do it. Otherwise, I could end up damaging my vocal cords. I need to. I also need to practice my growling a bit because right now doesn't sound great and it's somewhat damaging. Though speaking of which, I was apparently of all people, Ado like cringes at the sound of her own singing voice, and it's like that gives me hope. Maybe I don't actually just suck. When are we getting the album if you covering all the Gundam music? All of the Gundam music, that would be a lot. Someday I will have an actual cover album of Gundam songs. I'll do Magic by Jacob Wheeler, which yeah, actually that one I might be able to. Well, no, not right now. Daybreak's Bell by Lawrence Seal. Friends by Stephanie. Ash Like Snow by The Brilliant Green. Anime Janai by I forget who did that actually. Beyond the Time. Just Communication. Rose and Teardrop. Me too, I cringe at my own voice too, so it's okay. Yeah, but the thing is that like, well, that is reassuring. It's for me, it's much more reassuring that Ado does, because that's one of the people who I look up to as a musician like the most. So it's for her to be like finding her own voice to be cringy. That just fills me with hope. Have you heard Gundam Rock? You know what? I keep forgetting. I will. I will look that up and listen to it like right after the stream, so that I don't forget. But there's a new question. Man, this new question, are you trying to teach me? This is a school teacher question. In William Golding's novel Lord of the Flies, what is the character Lord of the Flies symbolic of? So I haven't actually read that, but I've heard a synopsis, and it's so I don't actually know, but it seems like I do know that it's like talking at the book is about like children like all on their own and like self-governing, and how it's just like kind of like chaos. But like I said, I haven't actually read the novel myself, so I couldn't tell you what anything is symbolic of. I do need to read that at some point. I've heard it's quite good. But yeah, I haven't personally read it. I was supposed to read it for school, but I just kind of like didn't. I used my master of manipulation abilities to just like keep not doing it until everyone forgot about it. And then whenever anyone asked, I would say, "Yeah, I got a 92. I wish I got a 98 or 99." I would seem disappointed that I didn't do better. So because like then there's no way I could possibly be lying about it. But yeah, I was supposed to read it for school. Didn't feel like it. When I was supposed to read that for school, yeah, I could have read it for school, or I could have watched Gundam Wing. Clearly one of those is more important. For so long in my life, I was watching Gundam well, eventually became just watching anime, but for the longest time it was specifically watching Gundam until 3 a.m. and then waking up for school at 6 a.m. And surprisingly, most of the like physical features of that are symbolic or not symbolic, indicative of being um, super sleep deprived like that, I just didn't get. Like the graying skin, the bags under your eyes, the dark circles, none of that. Nobody could tell, which is surprising. I do feel like it's like messed me up now to where like that's probably the reason I always 100% of the time feel tired. So maybe don't follow my footsteps. That's a very bad idea. But yeah, this was so far quite the good stream. I know that my favorite chess opening is the French defense now. Apparently. Somebody should watch this that needs voice acting for some project that ends up like somehow blowing up. I don't know, some Skyrim mod or something. So that I can watch it. And then also, I feel like I keep talking about Dr. Pepper's, so they should like sponsor me. They won't, but they should. That would be really cool. But yeah. If there's no last minute questions, I'll probably close it. The French defense is the exact opposite of every opening you said. Okay. So then I misunderstood your comment. I know that my favorite opening is not the French defense. All I know in chess is how to move the pieces. And I know forks and lances. But like I'm told for somebody that plays as like almost sloppily as I do, my strategic instincts are very good, but I do run completely off of strategic instinct with chess. I don't know any strategy. So but good thing you corrected me on that, otherwise I would end up sounding like an idiot. So yeah, forks are silly. Yeah, forks are silly. Love forks. Yeah. Silly things are cool. Except when it happens to me, then I don't like forks. Yeah, that's about how it is. My my friend was complaining about an enemy in a video game not going by like the pattern that he's supposed to, and I had the idea for like in a video game, like enemies that like when you hit them they go like, no, you were, that's not supposed to be the attack you were supposed to do then, and like things that, like they act like people that get angry whenever the enemy like does something that's like actually good. Then somebody put in another question, but it's some lyrics to Freebird, and I don't really know how that song goes because I don't like it, so I don't remember how it goes. So I'm not going to sing that anyway, and also I don't want to be loud right now, so too bad. That's just too bad. But anyway, enemies that like you hit them and like they start like raging and talking about how like how it's unfair that you hit them. They say that your attack, them not being able to dodge was bullshit and it's not their fault. And like the idea of that is the funniest thing ever to me. If I ever make a game, I have to like maybe have that. It'd probably be a more serious game than that would allow for. But if I like have it like as a secret, like a cheat code, probably like a classic cheat code where you press certain buttons at the menu in a certain order and it does something. Yeah. Anyway, tomorrow's stream. What is tomorrow's stream? I just got a new towel. We're getting, new towels are happening. eventually. Where's calendar? Right there. I'm just blind. I feel like whoever put in this question is about to put in the full version. From a scale of 1 to 10, yeah, if whoever put that in is probably about to put in the, probably accidentally pressed the submit button and is about to put in the full version. But right now, as far as this question goes by itself, assuming it's a finished product, I'm just gonna say 10. I'm no coward. Oh yes, tomorrow's stream is Apex Legends. I might have less streams. I might just have like 3 streams next week as well. Just because I have a lot of work to do regarding the covers, so. And I don't know though. We'll see. No, that's the full question. Yeah, and if that's the full question, then 10. Yeah. Yeah, well, we'll say 10. That seems like a good idea to just say 10 when I have no idea what I'm talking about. That couldn't possibly backfire on me in any way. Nope. No siree. But yeah, I don't think it's going to this time, so 10. Honestly, I wish I could go back to sleep right now, but I'm not gonna be able to, so that's too bad for me. It was actually from a scale of 1 to 10. What would you give yourself as a femboy and said 10? There's no, it wasn't that. There's no way. Tell me, did you actually put that question in there? I need to know. Who actually put that question in there if you're in here in the chat? Because I swear to God, if it was actually Temmie, that was actually what it was, then I don't know. I'll kill God, I guess. I take it back. That's the question now. You can't take it back. That's not how it works. You can't just you can't just do that. That's yeah. You can't edit the past to make it that. No, we're not allowing that. Nope. 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 Oh, the other thing is on the next version of my model, I'm actually gonna make the different different items like my jacket and my sword and my headband. Those will all actually be toggles. So I don't have to, because like right now, like if I want to take off my jacket, I have to like manual like go in here and then switch. It's not wanting to work. And like switch to that version. Come on, close. Which is why usually I'll just like remove myself from the screen first. I don't know why I did it like that. So on the second one, it'll actually be toggles. My brain is going everywhere. I should have mentioned that when we're actually talking about the fact that I need to re-rig my model. But nope, you guys get it now. Anyway, I think if no one has any more questions, I think that's probably where I'll end off the stream. It was a fun stream though. I swear I'm gonna just like go. I'm gonna go back and watch it and hear myself singing, and like the mic settings are gonna be all wrong somehow, and nobody will have told me. I'm just gonna like. But anyway, And you know what? It'll probably because it sounded fine to you, and I'm just hearing like terrible, like I'm hearing every tiny mistake in the mic settings. How it's just like tiny bit too loud or quiet or whatever. Um, that's a meditating dude emoji, huh? Okay. Um, I mean that works. Dab, dab. Why dabbing? No, you were good. Okay, that's good. Um, that and if anything from this needs to be clipped, it's gonna be when I couldn't stop myself from laughing and giggling. Um, while saying that I was streaming, but see once again, Kasumi's emojis are just the chat doesn't like them for some reason. That's so weird. But why are you dabbing in my chat though, Kasumi? Can you can you can you please explain that? I'm confused. I am supremely confused as to why you are dabbing in my chat with elbow cough emoji. That is totally dabbing and not an elbow cough, despite the fact that it says elbow cough. You are dabbed, huh? Am I now? Why isn't everyone in chat dabbing? Well, Temmie is. So. But no, that's not the question. The question is why are you in the first place? Why dabbing? And I have a new question. Okay, the question is, let me get that on the screen. So the question is Bocce the Rock the best anime to exist? The answer is yes. So here's the thing: I haven't actually seen it yet. I have seen one scene though, where she like quickly, because YouTube emojis are funny. Okay, yeah, they are. They're weird little dudes. Ooh, the cat in the box. I like that one. I like that one a lot. Um. Anyway, I have seen one screenshot where not screenshots, like small video of it. A supernatural force known as dignity compels me not to use the dab emoji. Yeah, tell me about it. um, but in that screenshot, she quickly became like less and less well animated, and then became a very badly rendered 3D model in a completely unrendered environment, and I went flying towards a pile of cubes in said 3D rendered or like unrendered 3D environment, and like that seems great. So I really need to watch Bocce the Rock or Bocce the Rock, but I haven't yet. So the answer is probably not yes, because the answer to what is the best anime to exist is probably either Angel Beats or Gundam 00. That's under a slight possibility. Is for what I could do. Silly show? Yes, it seems like a very silly show. Silly things are good. Angel Beats is very silly. Any other questions or things to talk about? It was actually kind of funny to see people like, yeah, VTubers don't have dignity. I have dignity. If I have to wear a damn mini maid dress, I'll lose said dignity. And I'm gonna lose a huge chunk if I end up having to wear thigh highs, but for now I have dignity. I don't have sanity, but I have dignity. I mean, you're. I'm a guy who just like randomly bought 2 pounds of of hard banana candies just like the instant I realized that Amazon might have them. I think it's pretty obvious if I have sanity. Angel Beats is good. You've watched it. I love Angel Beats. Gundam is something if you want to hear about Gundam, keep watching my streams because I will keep bringing it up every. I have talked about Gundam or Gunpla every single stream I have ever done. I think. I'm pretty sure every single one. But Angel Beats, I actually watched overnight. I started watching it and then I could not stop, so I watched the whole 12 episode show in one night and did not get any sleep that night, and the next day sucked. Okay, I see some great questions here. Okay. Do you like jazz? I love jazz, actually. My favorite jazz composer is Nariyoshi Kikuchi. Nariyoshi Kikuchi. Although I do really like the Seatbelts. John Coltrane is quite good. Giant Steps is pretty good, but Countdown is better, if you ask me. Mostly I like free jazz and bebop, especially free jazz. But I can get some like cool jazz. It's just I do prefer the fast paced jazz. Spell that. Spell iCup. I space C. Alright, okay, you know what I'll say. The first time I watched it, I cried at the end, and it was several years ago, though. The first time I watched it, I cried at, like, the sad parts, like, all of them. Second time I didn't because I had kind of forgotten how to cry. Now I remember how to cry again, but crying stings my eyes. Kind of like onions used to, but oddly enough, onions do not sting my eyes anymore, so I don't know what's going on. Anyway, so letter I, space, letter C, letter U, letter P. That is how you spell iCup. And the space was forgotten there, but clearly it's supposed to be there. Okay, knock knock. Who's there? This is an interesting use for Tellonym. Okay, now I like the next question because, okay. Mug or bark? There is a right answer. So both are good. Both are very good. But personally, I do have a bit of a preference for mug. But it's just a bit of a question. A bit of a preference, I mean. Oh, I usually force myself to cry to relax. Oh, that's... Oh, okay. That's relaxing? I mean... I mean, you do you. Yeah, iCup. That's the right spelling. I emoji CUP.
But yeah, honestly, if I had the choice between mug or bark, though, like from a fountain drink, I will actually usually get bark though, even though I prefer mug, for the same reason that if I can have fountain drink root beer or fountain drink Dr Pepper, I will almost always get root beer, and that's because when I can get fountain drink root beer, it is almost always mug. Just like when I can get fountain drink Dr Pepper at like every single fountain, but I can rarely get fountain drink. Or I mean Dr Pepper at every single fountain, but I can rarely get Dr Pepper. Or wow, let me start over. I can get Dr Pepper at any single fountain basically, but I can very rarely get root beer at any fountains. So I have mug has more availability, so I'll get bark's root beer when I can, just because it's a bit. I get it a bit less often. Mug is best, yes. I enjoy mug root beer quite a bit. I don't like Barks. I like it, but it's not as good. Okay. Are you okay? Okay, you'll have to define okay. I am alive, yes. I am still breathing, my heart is still beating, there is still oxygen being delivered to my brain, and therefore a thought is happening. So, by that definition, yes, I am okay. I am not currently injured. So, yeah. Let's move on from that one. Let's put it back to this one. Yeah. Why is there a random beam saber right here? Oh, that's that. Never mind. Okay, I remember why there's a random beam saber right there. Never mind. Which reminds me, I need to put pictures of my Jim Cole district type in my Discord. Interestingly, the gas station near my house actually has a special thing where like on top of the like just getting different flavors of soda, it also allows you to put different flavorings. What a bad time to prefer Barks. Barks. Yeah, I mean it seems like people tend to like them about evenly, which is kind of funny because like the debate I always heard when I was a child was not Mug versus Barks, it was Mug versus A&W, and Barks was like off the charts. Even like I never even like heard of it until kind of recently actually. Um, and I also choose Mug between Mug and A&W, by the way. Okay, another another on the spot. So once again, I can't voice act this quite as well because it's at night, and I'm trying not to be that loud. But anyway,
Pluck out thine eyes, tear. Okay. Pluck out thine eyes, tear out thine throat, lay waste to all that is sacred. The moon's eye converges with that below.
what does that mean? That's confusing. That is very confusing. I need to stop picking at my nails because I'm trying to grow them out a bit. It's a habit. Whoa, the stream's been on for longer than I thought. Which I'm fine with. This could go on for like 4 hours and I'll be okay with that. um, it's sad the chat is so behind. The one on my screen, yeah. I don't know how to fix that. If I can. I'll look into it tonight. After I listen to Gundam Rock because I need to not. Barks is caffeinated. See, that's a good thing and a bad thing. It's a good. It would have normally been a bad thing recently because, you know, I didn't want to get addicted to caffeine. But now it's a good thing because I'm addicted to caffeine. Anyway. But yeah, there's Barks is caffeinated and that's cool. But Mug tastes better. So confusing. Yes. There is also the chat that's like not on my screen, but like next to it. And I try to always remember to have the live chat replay enabled for that reason. Speaking of caffeine addiction, I need to drink more Dr. Pepper because I'm starting to get a bit of a headache. But, you know, Dr. Pepper is better than any brand of root beer, so I guess it's kind of, in a way, it's kind of a moot point to discuss which version or which brand of root beer is best. I just noticed I still have you feel hungry all of a sudden. Well, maybe you should eat something then. But I just realized I still have this. My friend a long time ago gave me a Minecraft chicken, and I used to have this toy dragon that like has this like weird handle on its back. And when you picked it up, it's like its wings would spread. If you pulled the like lever on the handle, it would like roar. But I had that Minecraft chicken in its mouth. But then for the longest time, I had the tall geese pointing its or the tall geese 3 pointing its gun at the chicken as if it was going to kill it, and that was pretty funny. But between a grizzly bear and a silverback gorilla, who wins? I do not foresee these fighting at all, honestly. So that's my first answer. Is a gorilla bear will usually be pretty timid, even of humans. Generally, it'll only attack humans if you startle it, which is why actually singing or listening to the radio can be very good if you're in bear country, because it'll it makes it so it's harder for the gorilla or for the grizzly bear to get frightened, and then a gorilla bear. Wow, gorilla bear. That's just great. The gorilla will like also try not to attack things, especially big things like that. It will if it has to, but if they were to fight, I feel like it would probably be the silverback gorilla that would win. But it's hard to say. It's a pretty even match. So that's an interesting question. And now the dreaded question I knew was coming at some point. Wait, when was the last time you ate? Ah, Akira the Universe Observer. Welcome to the stream. I don't think you've been on my streams before, but I've definitely seen you on my Twitter. I just got the dreaded question that I knew was going to happen. Okay, when the last time I ate was actually just like 3 hours ago. I ate a ton of chicken. So, you don't need to be mad at me. Just don't ask me when it was before that. Last time is all that matters. Every time I eat, it resets. So, it doesn't matter when the time before that was. But yeah. It's too bad you joined so late because it's kind of winding down. But if you have any questions, I have my Tellonym link in the description of the stream, so you can, if you have any questions, you can quickly drop them in. Woo, food. Yes, I have. Everybody on Twitter has been complaining when not eating enough after I tweeted once that I sort of kind of accidentally went a whole 2 days without eating anything. And everybody got mad at me. So, yeah, everybody's mean to me about that now. And I do need to start gaining weight. I actually 12 hours ago? No, not 12 hours ago. I ate 3 hours ago. Unless, oh wait, you're answering the question yourself. You ate last 12 hours ago. That's not good. But then again, weren't you just asleep before watching the stream? So it's not that bad. But yeah, maybe you should go eat. You could also, if you want, you could wait till the stream is over. It's really up to you. But yeah, I ate recently. So, but to be fair, they are right. I do actually need to gain more weight. My weight dropped down again, and I no longer weigh 45 kilograms. I now weigh closer to like 42, and at 180 centimeters, that's not good. I need to eat more. And I think the key to that is going to end up being working out and smoothies. So, okay, how do you think a gladiator would react to a modern day rifle? Um, so assuming that he, without any problems, well, that's what happens when you don't eat, my guy. Yeah, I know. I'm trying to get better. It's just like even when I know I know I need to eat, I just don't feel hungry, and I just hate eating on it when don't feel hungry. So I know I need to just man up and do it, but I'll do it. It's just annoying. But assuming that he'd like figure out how to shoot it with no problem, for like 2 matches he would dominate his opponents. He'd destroy them. He points at them and they die. A gift from the gods. Oh, you're even slimmer than me. I'm 45. Yeah, and you're how tall? I don't remember how tall you were. You were what? You were like what? 40 centimeters tall? Maybe as tall as 70 centimeters tall? But then all of a sudden, this magic gift from the gods, Zeus's weapon that he gave his chosen hero, would stop working, and he would be very disappointed. And in the end, he would have his story to tell, like his, if assuming he survives that long, his like children and grandchildren, and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, right." So I think he'd be very stupefied by it. I don't think he'd be able to figure out like how it works, and I don't think he'd really try. At that point, that's at the point where like 169 centimeters. That's 45 there. You should probably eat more. And obviously, since I'm 10 centimeters taller and also less than that, and also most of my weight is muscle mass, like almost all of it. I'm not one to talk, but I'm still right. The fact that I'm worse doesn't stop me from being right. So yeah, I don't think I think a gladiator probably wouldn't even bother to really try and figure out how it works because I think given the way that things were done and explained then, I think it would probably just be assumed that it's a gift from the gods. And I don't think it would be questioned too much. Between Muay Thai, the way of eight limbs, or Taekwondo, which doesn't have a way cooler name, what fighting style wins at an even skill level? Um, I actually don't know, but I don't know much about Muay Thai. But given what I do know, I'm going to guess that it's Muay Thai, just because Taekwondo was kind of specifically made for giving the I think it was Korean, yeah, people a way to fight against mounted soldiers. They could kick their opponents off their horses, and like obviously it works well against just people. But I'm going to guess for that reason, Muay Thai, which, like I said, I really don't know. That's just my guess. Yes, you are right. I think I should go to a doctor to create a healthy diet for myself, but I feel anxious. Yeah, for me, not only do I feel anxious, there's also the fact that I live in the United States and don't have health insurance, so that's not happening. It just, yeah, just no, it's not happening. I'll figure it out. I'll do it by myself. I'll be fine. But yeah, for that reason, like, I'm not claiming to know anything. Muay Thai is so cool that it's literally called the Way of Eight Limbs. Yeah, personally, I like either uh, karate or Shorinji Kempo. Shorinji Kempo is probably, if I had the chance to learn any non-weapon martial art, it would probably be Shorinji Kempo. Interesting fact about karate is that it right now karate means the open fist, um, but so te has always been fist, but originally the kara used a different kanji, which right now means open, but originally it would be translated to the Chinese fist because it was of its similarities to Shaolin Kung Fu, which is also a martial art that I would love to learn. Okay, now this is one of the questions I've actually talked about a lot to my friends, or well, my friend. What sword will win, a medieval sword or a katana? So this is a very multi-layered question. It has a very long and storied answer, but to simplify it, yes. If you want a sword that is incredibly easy to produce, that you can kind of like mass produce, and has the ability to pierce armor to a limited extent, and works as a sword, then a medieval sword wins hands down. The katana is terrible for that. The katana will not pierce armor. It will just instantly break. And the katana takes a really long time to make. On top of that, it's like the metal that's used in making it is not easy to get either. The tamahagane steel. On the other hand, if you want something that will cut through a tatami mat in one slice, or apparently there was one katana that it's even named after this feat that is according to the official records, it cut through 3 dead bodies in one slice. You're not going to get that kind of performance out of a medieval sword. It's the katana is great at that, at being incredibly sharp. It keeps an edge extremely well. And but with the downside of it, takes a really long time to make, and it takes a lot more time to learn how to use it. I don't remember exactly what it is, but I heard something along the lines of from a Chinese book on combat. I think it said something along the lines of that it takes 6 weeks to train a soldier to use a twin-bladed jian, which is the Chinese twin-bladed sword, and a whole 8 months to teach a soldier how to extremely proficiently use a katana-like sword. So the katana also takes more training. What about tachi? The tachi is incredibly similar to the katana. In fact, later on, many tachi were modified into katana. You can basically think of the tachi as the predecessor to the katana, so it's pretty much the same there. But the katana will, if you're fighting an enemy with little to no armor, and that's what you're looking for, a sword that, if it doesn't matter how long it takes to make or how many you can make, or how long it takes to learn it, then the katana wins hand down. But the medieval sword wasn't for that. The medieval sword was something that was very cheap to make, very easy to make, and it was for the specific purpose of what was useful at the time. And in medieval Europe, whereas in medieval Japan, weapons technology had developed a lot more with the katana. In medieval Europe, their armor technology had developed so much more to the point where a lot of Japanese weapons, like the katana, were pretty much useless against an unarmored or against an armored opponent. It's just like there's no. That's why they weren't used there. A knight that had found a katana would find it to be against armored opponents pretty much useless, even if he could use it proficiently. And he'd be able to use it decently proficiently, I think. But yeah, so that's. I kind of wanted a bit of a. I kind of got sidetracked by that there, but it's a very interesting question it's a question I really like. Because it's got a very interesting answer, I feel. Okay, in Megham Majumdar's debut novel, A Burning, how does ambition affect oneself and others? That is another book I have not read. In fact, I haven't even actually heard of that one, so I have no clue. I do know outside of the book, though, that ambition can be a good thing or a bad thing. A katana is better to kill zombies. Considering the zombies probably won't be wearing much armor, yeah, sure. But also the katana has it has almost no thrust abilities. The medieval longsword was actually not even sharpened down the whole edge because that's just not really how it was used. It was mostly actually used as a stabbing weapon. Whereas, well, not mostly, but in at least probably like 60%. Whereas the katana was basically not used for stabbing like at all. That's not how you used it. That's using it wrong. You're gonna break it that way. Personally, I also much prefer the katana for its graceful beauty, and that's something that I have a lot of. A katana is kind of fragile. It is, yes. It's great at its job. For its job, it is considerably better than the European longsword. It's just the European longsword has some anti-armor capabilities and was much easier to make. And like you mentioned, the katana is a lot more fragile. So, yeah, it's a very interesting question with a very interesting answer, and it's one of my favorite questions. And I could probably go on for like a really long time about the advantages and disadvantages, especially when you start coming to things like I said, the katana is a lot more difficult to forge. The steel has to be folded a considerable amount of times, and you can get some of the properties of katana with Damascus steel. But the thing is, we do not know how to make a katana or Damascus steel anymore. It is considered a lost art. We can make what we call Damascus steel, but that's folded steel. That's not Damascus steel. We don't know how to make Damascus steel anymore. That's not the same thing. We call it Damascus steel because it looks like Damascus steel, but yeah. Both swords are very good for their purposes, and both are great. Personally, I prefer the katana because I like the slicing motion better than the stabbing one of a broadsword, and mostly because of its graceful beauty that I appreciate very, very much. Cool's Left 4 Dead Special Infected. I have not played Left 4 Dead, so I have no clue what even that means. Among Us. I would love to do an Among Us collab with some friends. That would be great. Yeah. Because I actually genuinely enjoy playing Among Us. In its heyday, I would play it decently often. I remember there was this one time. This was probably the coolest thing that I did in the game. I was in a room with a total of 4 people, including myself, and it was they were begging me to like start the game, and I told them, it's not going to be fun because with 4 people, it's too easy to win as the imposter. But if you really want me to, I'll start it. And then I was so happy to get the imposter then, because of course they wanted me to, and then so I luckily for once I actually got the imposter, and then what I did is I waited until you never played it? Oh well, it's not hard to learn, not at all. But I waited until I was alone with one guy. You love rapiers too. Rapiers are really cool too, but once again, they have a sort of different kind of elegance and beauty compared to a katana, and I prefer the elegance and beauty of the katana, personally. But back to what I was talking about with Among Us. I was the imposter. I waited until I was right next to 2 other people, with one guy off on his own. Among Us with proximity chat is really funny. Oh man, that sounds so cool. But I was playing on an Android, so as far as I know, you can't have that on Android. But anyway, there was 2 people next to me, and I killed one of them. I could have killed another one earlier, and that would have been strategically better, but I wanted to make a point. So I killed one of them next to the other one. And then immediately, of course, he called an emergency meeting and reported the body. Why wouldn't he? And then the other guy had to pick which one of us did it. And I told him that it was the other guy, and I could prove it by scanning myself at the med bay, which is something you can only do if you're not the imposter. And then going over there to the med bay gave me time to kill the other guy, and then I won. And all of a sudden, nobody wanted to play with just 4 players anymore. I'm so glad that I was lucky enough to get the imposter that time. I mean, I think considering it's just generally not that fun to play, I think if I didn't get the imposter, my point would have still been made. But yeah, that was a good time. Probably not for them. But yeah, it's Among Us is not hard to learn how to play. Most of the gameplay actually comes from thinking about how you can trick your opponents into thinking that you're not the imposter, or how you can figure out who's the imposter based on what you know. So, a lot of it is just in your head. I've seen people get extremely angry at that game, though. And that's not good. But yeah, Kasumi, so at some point, we'll have to... You mean a bunch of other friends will have to play that at some point. I mentioned this when I was talking with Prax in the voice chat after our disastrous collab. That's one of the things we said we should collab at some point. Okay, this is a good question. Okay, I was actually going to talk about this anyway. I request playing Doom Eternal. I actually have specific plans on a specific day I'm going to play Doom Eternal, because playing Doom Eternal is my Valentine's Day tradition. So, you will get your request. It's going to happen, for sure. And actually, considering this is a free talk stream, this is me getting distracted, but this is kind of a free talk stream, so I should probably make myself larger. There we go. That looks better. And whoops, sorry about that. Oops. Ah, now the chat's gone. Ugh. Okay, I can fix the chat being gone really quick. Okay, it's back. Faster than I thought. No, it's good. Okay. Wait, is this... Hang on. What is going on? Now the chat's really behind. What? Okay, I can fix this. What happened? How did that happen? But yeah, Doom Eternal will be played on Valentine's Day because that's my tradition for Valentine's Day. It's what I do on Valentine's Day. That's just it. And the chat will be back any second now. And it's still back then. That's so weird. Oh well. But yeah, also another thing that I might do like really soon is sword tier list. I'll include a lot of swords. Flamberge, Flacion, Scimitar, Katana, Cutlass, Rapier, Tachi, Nodachi, Zweihandler. I love swords. Kind of a lot. If I don't write in chat, I'm probably asleep. Okay. Got it. Okay, I love this question. This is my favorite question ever. Big U. Yes. And also, I'm getting an ad on my Tellonym page from Big Bad Toy Store for Knights of Sidonia Type 17 Sugimori Kaini being back in stock, which I've been waiting for, but the thing is, it's lying to me because looking at the picture, that is not the Sugimori Kaini. That is the much more easy to find normal Sugimori, which is pissing me off. I'm now ranting to you guys about it giving me an ad for something that's not true, but that's pissing me off because I've been looking for that. Anyway. I said this like a half an hour ago, but if there's something else, I'll probably end off the stream now. On the wonderful note of Big U. An awesome sword is the African Ikakalaka. I don't know that one actually. Surprisingly. I will look it up now because I love swords. There can't be any swords I don't know. That's like illegal. Big what? Big U. Yeah, no, not big femboy energy. No. Anyway. Ikaka Laka. Okay, I'll give my thoughts on it right now as soon as I see it. My first opinions. Huh. Oh, that kind of sword. I've seen that before. That is pretty cool. Really not my style, though. But it's pretty cool, yeah. Also, I was just talking about swords. How is that big femboy energy? You guys are legitimately crazy. You're bonkers, berserk, weirdos. I mean, you guys want to see me being a femboy. That says enough about your declining mental health. You know, what's really confusing is the fact that I wrote no on this paint marker, which I don't know if that means I'm not supposed to use it because it's the newer one and I'm supposed to use up the older one first, or vice versa, so I don't know. So, and now I'm just mentioning random things, which means it might be time to end off the stream. So, yeah. Everyone that's here, and everyone that was here, and everyone that's watching the VOD, and you know what? Everyone, because everyone now is actually, yeah, literally everyone on the planet is obligated to watch the stream and then subscribe to my channel and not follow me. It would be the silliest of things. No. But yeah, literally every single person, like, ever, thanks for watching the stream, because now you have to. Um, Either that, or to reuse an old threat from a stream I did when I was really tired. I will quote melt your family. That was a weird stream. But yeah, thanks for watching. This was a really fun stream. I'll have to keep ignoring all of my questions so I can do another one. But yeah, I had a lot of fun. This was one of my longer streams, and yeah, thanks for watching. And I'll see you again next time. Goodbye. I need to actually think of a proper thing to say at the end of my streams.